The next order of business, item B, protect our water group petition. This was presented to the board at the last regular board meeting. We have discussed this petition at an in-camera meeting. However, the meeting went on for quite a while and we did not come to any conclusion. We're still in the process of discussing that. Unless there's an objection by anyone on the board, I would suggest that this matter be put over to the next in-camera board meeting. Are there any objections to that?
Mr. Chair, I would like to make a motion.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I move that a committee be struck to examine the costs, benefits, pros and cons of dissolving ubid and transferring its assets and operations over to the Comox Valley Regional District as per the Protect Our Water petition. The committee would report their findings to the board, including clarification of how many tenant signatures were obtained, as well as what is the threshold that constitutes a majority, including the pros and cons of dissolving ubid.
Do I have a seconder for that?
I'll second that motion for discussion.
Okay, so we have a motion put forward by trustee Calger to the effect that she wishes to establish a committee to look at producing a petition in order to dissolve the ubid board in favor of joining the CVRD.
So I'd like to speak.
You put your motion forward, okay?
Yeah.
Now the next sequence of event is for me to tell the board in short form what your motion is, which I just done.
Yeah.
Therefore, now this motion is open for discussion. Okay? Now, since you made the motion, you're up first.
Thank you.
You give us your views.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to request that I be given my full 10 minutes to speak to this motion because it's complex and I want to be sure that everybody understands the reasons for it. So, full disclosure, first of all, I, along with the 425 landowners, signed that petition myself. I also spent a considerable number of days going from door to door, garnering signatures for that petition in the summer. And as you may recall, those of us that were around in the summer, some of us found out that the 3 trustees had resigned in protest, and with some digging, I obtained those 3 letters and read them. And shortly thereafter, I saw Trustee Loxon's letter in the newspaper, which of course I read.
That's not part of all these acts.
Wait a minute, yes it is. Excuse me, I have 10 minutes here. So I am directly talking about the petition. So I keenly read Trustee Loxon's letter and realized that much of what he stated was in fact not true, including his characterization of the...
I've got to call you on this. Where are you going with this?
I'm talking about
this
what...
Yes. You're talking about forming a committee.
I'm talking about... I have the floor here, do I not? And I'm not
You
finished.
have the floor as long as I give you the floor. Listen.
You're just wasting my time.
Yeah, well, you're wasting everybody else's
No,
time.
I'm not. There are people who want to hear what I have to say about this petition.
Well, let's keep to your
It
motion.
is about-
You're getting off the point here.
I am telling you why a committee needs to be struck.
Okay, go ahead then with
Yes.
that. All right, never mind the letter.
No, not never mind the letter. It's part of why the whole petition came to be. The petition came to be because we had 3 trustees who resigned in disgust. We had a current trustee who gave us false information. That,
Okay,
Chair Jacks,
can we move on from there?
in fact, is an indictment of your and Trustee Loxham's position. That's why this
Okay,
petition.
let's move on from there.
You are interrupting me continually.
Yes, I am. Well, let's move on from there, okay?
No.
Talk about your committee that you wish to strike.
The petition was to the minister because
Okay.
the board did not exist. The petition is now addressed to the board because it does exist.
Point of order, how come she's allowed to address the board?
Please.
Well, I am
Trustee
getting
Calder,
interrupted from all sides here.
stay on track with your committee, with your motion,
I think I
please.
would if I was less interrupted.
All right, let's go. Come on, stay on track. Why do you want to establish the committee, and how is it going to be established? Things like that, okay?
Okay, thank you for the direction, Chair Jacks. I'm glad you can read my mind as to what the intention of the motion is. So, I am more than willing to chair this committee. I open it to the landowners to join up because there are several issues that do need careful examination. There are definite pros to joining CVRD, which we need to learn more about. One of them is access to funding for infrastructure. We have a huge infrastructure staring us right in the eyes. This provides an opportunity to address that. So there are many things to look at. We need to look at what the costs are. So I believe this is a serious issue. 425 landowners is not a small number. I believe we could have 100 more based on the last 2 board meetings. And so it is one that needs careful attention, and I'm more than happy to chair that meeting and provide a report to the board based on what the landowners input is.
Thank you, Trustee Calder. Okay,
I would like to speak to the motion as a seconder of the motion.
yes, go ahead, Trustee Steve.
Although
Go ahead.
it would, I believe because of the significant number of landowners that have signed that petition, it needs to be given due consideration. It cannot just be filed and not be considered. I believe a committee is probably a good way to go, and I believe we do need to know the pros and the cons. And there will be some cons, obviously. There's the emotional con of giving up something it's been here for a very, very long time. And but as Trustee Calder said, there's also some pros. So it needs to be taken seriously, and it needs to be looked at, and a report should come back to the landowners outlining those pros and cons. Trustee Calder's suggestion that there be some landowners on that committee, I think is a very good process, although how we find those landowners may not be so easy. But I'm sure it can be done, and I do think it needs very serious consideration.
Thank you, Trustee Elliott. All right, Trustee Loxham, you want to weigh in on this?
I think it should, we were talking about in-camera stuff, there's some other issues about how it was done too. I don't want to discuss it here. I think it should be discussed at an in-camera meeting where it started, because I think there's a lot more behind this petition, and I'd like to discuss it there where we started.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Trustee
kind
Benton.
of my take on the situation. We agreed in our last in-camera meeting that we were going to continue the discussion on.
I'm stunned by what we agreed to.
Trustee Benton has the floor. Okay, Trustee Benton has the floor.
I believe we agreed in the last in-camera meeting we were going to carry on with the discussion of the petition, and that's where I believe it is, should be done. there's some questions about the petition that we haven't answered amongst ourselves or wrapped our heads around what it is what the petition is and how valid it is. And that was an in-camera discussion that needs to be carried on. I also really am trying to comprehend why a trustee that actually ran in the Improvement District election, you know, and kind of my mission when I ran in the election was to get our board up and running again and trying to get some kind of consensus and move Union Bay forward and not join a regional district. And I just can't, I'm really trying to process how somebody would run as a trustee and then put a motion forward that they want to give the board away to the regional district. So I would almost wonder if that is a conflict of some kind. And as we're always faced with a challenge of a conflict, I would wonder how that would be determined.
I would like to address that. I don't think...
No, just a minute.
Sure.
He still has the floor.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Greg.
Well, we've all had our turn to speak, and I think
Okay.
that's it, isn't it?
I don't.
Well,
So I think
you
we're
know
still
what
having
we
some
get-
discussion on the motion, and I don't think you fully understood the motion. The motion was not to leave ubid and turn it over to CVRD. The motion was to have a committee to look at the pros and the cons of doing that. There's a big difference between that.
Yeah, I understood the motion. Thanks for the
Well, it didn't sound
clarification,
like
Jim.
Well,
no, I
you
did.
just repeated the opposite.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
We've had our discussion on this, so we'll now call for a vote on the motion. Okay? So those in favor of the motion, raise your hand. Those opposed, raise your hands. Okay, we have a tie. It's my prerogative as a board to vote and break the tie. And I vote against the motion, so the motion is not carried.
What a surprise.
What a waste of time.